Hello, viewers and subscribers to the Black Transmen Inc. channel. This is Michael, and I'd like to discuss the topic of dating from the Black Transmen's perspective. Although there are many different views, opinions, and controversial discussions going on as to how to disclose your transition or your journey to someone of interest, I'd like to share with you a few suggestions to consider. Although there are many people who have conflicting opinions, and maybe some things that we discussed today will maybe help you get more direction as to how to handle this in the future, or maybe something that you're needing currently. Well, first, I'd like to mention that it is highly recommended that you do disclose your past to someone that you really see yourself taking things further with. And what I mean by further, I do mean relationship wise, sexual intimacy, or just a combination of the two. And a few ways to do that is to first definitely consider your safety. Safety's first. Possibly do it in a public place, over the phone. A few ways to actually gauge whether or not this person is even able to receive this information without putting your jeopardy at risk is by basically maybe having some conversations pertaining to things that may be going on in the media. You could discuss maybe President Obama's views on same-sex marriage and the LGBT community and how he's in support of that. You could possibly discuss maybe a murder or some type of hate crime that has been done to someone recently in the media. You could maybe mention the fact that you have a best friend who is transgender. You could just use some general discussions to basically get a feel for how they feel about the LGBT community. And although there is a big difference between being gay, lesbian, and transgender, seeing as though many people see it as the same, you could kind of just still mention the L and G and the B part of it to, again, just see how open-minded they are. And once you do disclose that information about yourself, and depending on how the discussion goes, at that point, then you could distinguish the difference. You could then address the fact that this is not the same thing, and you could, at that point, further their education on, having a discussion about that in further detail. As far as when, it's pretty much up to you. Just consider the fact that the longer you take, the more at risk you are for jeopardizing your safety and at risk at losing that trust factor. That person, may lose trust in you. That person may feel as though you've deceived them, even though that's not necessarily what you're doing. That's how many people take it, and that goes along with the territory when you decide to transition, considering how others may feel about this when you bring them into your life from a dating perspective. So it is your responsibility to be accountable for that. So maybe the first date, it's possible to do it the first date, depending on how the date goes. One way to do it, if you would like to do it the first date, is to maybe do it at the end of the night or evening or whatever time of day it is. You can address it and mention the fact that you do like that person's company. You would like to have a second date if that's how you feel. And hopefully, if you are choosing to disclose this, that you do see a future in it. I don't suggest disclosing this if you don't even see yourself making a second phone call. But if you do see a future for you two, you can mention that you do enjoy that person's company, you do want a second date, and you could just definitely go into it from there and say, before we go any further with this, there is something that I would like to share with you that is very important to me, and it'll help you understand more things about me as these things come up, and this is what it is. And you could say something like, I was assigned female at birth, and due to that fact, I was raised as a female growing up. And once you got to a certain point in your life, you realized that wasn't your identity, and you no longer wanted to continue to live that way because it made you unhappy, and that's not who you are, and you are now who you say you are, and that's just that. Acknowledge the fact that this is something that may be overwhelming to them, and if they do need time to take in this information, that you do understand that, and you look forward to hearing from them soon. At that point, you can leave it up to that person. I would not suggest you taking this person into your home before disclosure, giving every detail about where you work and these things. That's a part of keeping your safety in mind. But I do feel it's very beneficial to disclose as soon as you can, and if not the first date, maybe the second, third, or fourth date. There's really no right way or wrong way to go about this. It's all up to you, but just know that your chances for negative feedback increases with the longer you go without disclosure. And if you do get rejected, please don't try not to take it as if you're cursed or you'll never find love, because that's not true. Many of us have found love, and many of us are very happy, and there are plenty of people who will love everything that you have to offer, and there are people that are educated on this or open to being educated, and just will definitely see you for who you are. Not, everyone is not prejudiced, and there are many people who admire people like us. So I hope this video touches someone and hopefully inspires someone to possibly be able to handle a situation that they're facing at this point right now or in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.